Monday, March 27th, 2023. The day Old School changed forever. Maybe. I don't know. So they have some pitches for some new skills. Sailing, which, I mean, kind of an old skill, but we'll get into that. Taming and shamanism. I'm just showing you a brief overview. These are pitches for skills. They are intentionally vague. If you would like to participate in the discussion, please watch the video and maybe understand stage 3. This is very important. So basically what this is they're saying you pick one concept and they'll work on it a little more. All these are intentionally vague, okay? They've left out details because they don't want people to be like, oh, they say the XP per hour isn't good. Oh, I don't like it. And then get rid of it. Whereas they can just change those numbers, okay? They could, if you're like, oh man, 40k an hour, that sucks, I want 80k. They could just do 80k. They don't have to throw away the whole skill. So that's part of what the pitches are for, is that they have it vague concepts, and then you go, okay, I want to know more about that. Then they move to the refinement, and they continue going forward. And at any of these stages, if we decide as a community, actually this doesn't play out how I thought it would, they can go back. We can go back. Like, they do not have to lock something in. They do not want to intentionally put in something bad into the game and have people leave the community and not pay for membership. That is not the goal with these skills. So as long as you have that understanding in mind while you're talking about this, I think you can provide healthy discussion. If you just see taming and you're like, oh man, that's just Pokemon, I hate it, that's maybe not constructive. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't flood my comments with that. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about skills. Taming very well could be the best and most interesting addition that we have seen to Old School RuneScape ever. The taming skill seems really cool, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Now let's go through the disclaimer first, and then I will go through the information box with the pretty pictures, because for sailing, I talked about it and I realized at the end that it was all recap, and I'd rather read it with the pretty pictures. So we'll do that. So disclaimer, we know what you're thinking, animal companion, special abilities, is this summoning? The short answer is no. We intend to make taming feel entirely different. Now I don't know if you guys ever did summoning, but summoning wasn't my favorite. The rewards were great, but actually doing the skill I had no interest in whatsoever, and hopefully they understand that. So here's the long answer for what they're going to do to make it feel different. So we know that many of you have reservations about summoning, but community consultation revealed that you love the idea of animal companions. Yeah, obviously. I mean, pets are such a huge thing in the game. I think they're sick. I know I saw some people being like, oh, this is just Pokemon, I don't like that. Yeah, well, shut up. It's not Pokemon, okay? Moving on, we've looked into what you didn't like about summoning and made sure that taming approaches things differently. For example, we've nixed any kind of charm system, which I really did not like. I did not like the charm system. The core training loop of summoning is in fact very similar to rune crafting. So we've had a hard look at what makes the core loop of taming feel completely different. I totally agree. Collecting charms and all these different materials to be able to summon stuff, I really just did not like. And I think saying that it's very similar to runecrafting is great, because people know that they don't like runecrafting and they don't maybe understand what they didn't like about summoning. So if you tell them, if you put their thoughts to words, then they will have a much better connection with what you're saying, which I think they did a very good job of doing that. Another big difference is that summoning is a skill where your creatures are nothing but temporary tools, and taming your companions are a permanent product of your efforts to train and befriend them. You can really get to know these creatures. Taming also allows you to level up while interacting with your companions, and you'll gain XP as they level up and use your abilities. The specific nature of these abilities will be decided by community should this pitch progress to the refinement phase. We're aware that summoning casts a looming shadow over any kind of animal-based skill, but we're keen to work with you to ensure that taming goes in a different, more welcome direction. Before you click off this video, I've already read ahead. It's not summoning. Summoning is this huge power creep thing that's kind of annoying to train. This does not seem like that at all. Let's go over some of the details. And again, I'm going to show you the pretty little pictures, okay? So right here, community, Gentle Tractor, and Volcaben have created a visual representation of the pitch, and it's pretty much the same data as above. There might be a tiny bit cut out, but it's way more engaging and easier to read, and I really wish they just had him at the top of the poll stuff, because I think there's people that don't like to read, or don't read so good, and have a different opinion of this stuff because they're very impatient or misunderstood what's going on. So let me tell you all about the taming skill. With taming, you can get Big Dragon, Pig, or is this a crab? It doesn't look like a crab. It looks furry, but I can't tell what this is. It looks like a shy guy mixed with a kebbit. I don't know what it is. We don't need to focus on that. There'll be a bunch of different stuff. Oh, that's a tortoise. I literally was like, is there a sailing reference in here? Is this a mermaid? That's a giant tortoise. Okay, that's actually really cool. So if you want some seaside exploration like sailing, but you also like taming, you might be able to go out into the water a little bit on a tortoise. Oh my god, that's so cool. I didn't even think about that. Okay, let's go into the details, and then I'll start speculating a little bit more after I talk about it a tiny bit. So, the overview. Discover new and exciting creatures around the world and tame them into friendly companions. Earn their trust and take care of them. And in return, they'll aid you on your adventures. With your new taming skill, you'll be able to befriend these creatures around Gielinor and take advantage of their unique abilities to explore the world in entirely new ways. Deepen your bond with your new companions by training them up to make their abilities even stronger. I don't know if any of you have played World of Warcraft, but whenever I played, I mostly played as a hunter for a long time, and this is kind of what I imagined hunter would be. Is like actually making a connection with the creatures. Now, in Hunter, you can have a lot of the creatures come along with you for a while, which is a very big difference from things like summoning or even thralls. Thralls, I feel like, actually could have some sort of connection to taming. Like, I feel like people don't feel like thralls is summoning. So in that same regard, feel like people could learn to understand that taming is not summoning, but there's a lot of baggage with it. And hopefully we can kind of clarify some of that stuff in this post. I say we like I work for the Jagex team or something. No, I'm just someone who wants Pokemon in the game, okay? Ha ha ha, that is a joke. This is not Pokemon, stop. So you can see right here, maybe you have some sort of special home to take care of these guys because they're supposed to stay with you and level up with you, which I think is really cool. So right here, the core gameplay loop: domesticate a creature in the world, care for your new companion, train and level up your friend. This, don't think of summoning, think of cats. This is just a better cat system, okay? This is cats and thralls and hunter all put together. Maybe. I don't know. So far, that's what it looks like. Imagine this. Don't imagine summoning. Quit thinking summoning. Okay, look, just look at this. Look at this heckin' good boy. Okay, look at this wolf. He looks so cool. So hopefully we can domesticate him. The actual taming process differs depending on which creature you're trying to tame. Lassos, different kinds of food, and even toys might all be useful. Taming a creature this way will give some XP, but the bulk of your training comes from caring for your companions and leveling them up. Actually using them, it's not a construction type skill where you capture one and then you throw them away. You don't make a bench and then you break it. You actually have to use it. You gotta sit on the bench, okay? You have to actually take your monkey around and feed him a banana and, you know, take him for walks, all right? It's more like caring for a dog. Summoning was not that at all. You didn't really have an attachment with your guys. It's summoning. Once you've tamed a creature, a big part of the skill will be looking after it. You'll need to provide it with its favorite foods, build it a cozy new home, and keep it active. Doing all this, and you'll have a loyal companion to accompany you on your journey. Training. The strong bond you form with your animal companions allows you to use their unique skills and engage in fun activities with them, ranging from traversing dangerous dungeons to playing a good old game of fetch. This will be the fastest way to train them and level up your companion, granting you taming XP in the process. They are not trying to make this a viable skill. The best way to do this is to not go on the GE and buy cages of monkeys and throw food at them and then destroy the cage. The quickest way is to actually go around the game and use the skill in a meaningful way. So let's go to the disclaimer where they say, no, it's not summoning. Please quit saying it's summoning. We know what you're thinking. Animal companions, special abilities. Is this summoning? The short answer is no. We intend to make taming feel entirely different. Different gameplay. Here's the longer answer. We know that many of you have reservations about summoning, but community consultation revealed that you love the idea of animal companions. They don't want to use charms or pouches, okay? That makes summoning feel like rune crafting, and they don't like that. Also, summoning is temporary, and taming, you keep these dudes with you. These are more like boss pets than summoning or thralls. Taming also lets you level up while you're using your companions. You want to actually use them. They aren't just like a pure utility, like you don't just get a bear so he can hold a few items for you. He's like actually supposed to do stuff. We're aware that summoning casts a looming shadow over any kind of animal-based skill, but we're keen to work with you to ensure that taming goes in a different, more welcome direction, which again goes back to there's several steps of consultation that they're doing. They can go back and forth at any point in time if people don't like it. So if you like the premise of doing this, then you may very well want to vote towards them doing more with the skill. That's what the vote for is. Do you want to see more, or do you not like the idea at all? Let's get into the content though. The core of Taming skill has you training your companions and using its abilities, and different animals have different abilities. Training an animal companion will increase its level, meaning that its unique abilities become stronger. Some of them might even unlock new abilities at higher levels. We're offering a huge variety of creature abilities. Some will help unlock new areas, some will help with existing skills, and some might even help you out in combat, although as we said before, we're treading very carefully when it comes to combat impact. Again, don't want it to be summoning. They want to not completely reshape metas in the game, but more so add a little bit of utility to existing things. Here's a new area you can get to. Maybe you can do an herb run faster in this one spot, things like that. Like just some quality of life things from using these guys and just being like, yo, I got a crow. Look how cool he is. An idea we've been playing around with is having your animal companion help you track things down. A flying creature could find hidden treasure in high places, while a more grounded one could help you dig up buried artifacts. Ultimately, the abilities we choose will be ironed out with lots of community input during the refinement phase. Now, how are you going to train them? Once you've tamed your companion, the fastest way to train it will be by testing its mettle at... Metal? Yeah, it's metal. Okay. By testing its mettle at dedicated taming activities around Gielinor. Some companions may find joy in running specific obstacle courses. Others may find the sense of danger thrilling and would want to navigate elaborate mazes and traverse dangerous dungeons. Some may just want the cozy bonding time from playing good old fetch. So this definitely is like, do you like pets? Have you ever wanted to do something with a pet? Here you go. This is a pet expansion as well. So the reward space, what can we actually do with this? How does this interact with the world? What can you get from doing this that will affect your everyday gameplay? Or maybe just make the actual skill that they're proposing here, taming, a little bit more fun. Let's look. So unique interactions. Companions' abilities let you interact with the world in whole new ways. Fangs, fins, gills, wings. These are all tools that animals have that we don't. So they're saying like, hey, they can bite things. I mean, that's not that interesting of a one, but fins, gills, wings, being able, they're basically like, hey, maybe you can do some stuff in the air or in the water, which is cool. I don't know why they said the fang one. I need a good example of something. Like, have you ever played the game and been like, dang, I really wish I could bite that. I really wish I had some big teeth right now. I personally haven't, but maybe some of you guys have been like, dang dude, I really want to bite that lizard. These are all tools that animals have that we don't. With their help, we can unlock new areas and new skilling methods. Exciting stuff. Companionship, this is the biggest one, obviously, and the one that everyone's like, ooh, Pokemon, but that's not what Pokemon is. Stop. All right, I'm gonna quit ranting about the Pokemon thing. Companionship. All those aside though, animal companions are cool, cute, and fun, just like pets. All you pet hunters out there, this is for you, okay? They'll let you express your character's personality in new ways. Who doesn't want to accessorize with their own black dragon or adorable gaggle of chinchompas? Like you just have a swarm of them? That's not really what I thought of, but I mean, I guess that makes sense. If you're having chins, you probably wouldn't just want one. So in summary, taming is a utility skill which lets you seek out creatures to tame. Over time, you'll build a unique bond with your new companion and train it so it grows even stronger. Taming will let you make friends with existing creatures and introduce some new ones. Each one will have special abilities to help you on your journey, but remember, these are creatures with their own free will, not summoned slaves to throw away when you're done with them. Just like a real pet, your care and persistence will pay dividends and rewards. Take care of your new friends and train them well, and you'll unlock unique ways to interact with the world. So this seems very similar to some hunter type stuff. It also has the pet system that we already have in game, like feeding your cats, giving them toys, things like that. It's just supposed to be a better version of that and be able to provide utility in the existing world, and maybe even introduce some new fun little things like having the tortoise go out to sea. Let me go back to the this pitch. Yeah, being able to like get to like special spots outside the coast, or have a giant dragon fly you to like a special little area. I don't think it's going to be quite as extensive as sailing where you're like actually going to new areas, but maybe if you think of the mountain for Eagle's Peak where you have to go all the way around and do all this stuff, like maybe the dragons can just like be the new eagle system, like things like that that are already in the game that don't really get a lot of use. Maybe these can kind of touch on those and expand them. Before I close this one out, I want to speculate about what this will do to the existing game and kind of talk about some things that I would like to see happen with this system right here, taming. The biggest question, pets. Everyone hates whenever they introduce a new pet if you're a pet hunter. Everyone who is not a pet hunter probably likes it whenever a new pet comes out, because that's another chance for you to be able to get a pet. A lot of people are not pet hunters. A lot of people, like most people I see that run around with pets, they're like, oh yeah, I got this at 100 KC, like I got spooned as hell on this, isn't this cool? It's not a lot of people that are like, dude, it took me 10,000 kills to get this pet, I'm showing it off because I'm proud. Like, not a lot of people, like a lot of those people just put them in their player home and are like, all right, time for the next one. So I think having some way to integrate the existing system of pets to these guys would be really good. Like, I think that would add even more prestige to the pet system. A lot of people, I saw feedback on this, feel like it could undermine it, and I 100% agree. Depending on how they do this, it could undermine it. If you could just get a Prince Black Dragon at level 82 taming and it be no big deal, or it looks like way cooler, like for example, do you want a massive, like a KQ pet sized dragon following you around that you get at level 73 taming? Or do you want to spend 50 hours getting the Prince Black Dragon? You probably just want the taming one, so that would devalue it. But what I propose they do is mix the two of them together. If you already have existing taming things like the dragon or the bear, once you get them, if you have the pet, transmog them. So if you have tamed up a bear and you have a Callisto cub, have some sort of a way to merge the two together. Now you have a big Callisto cub or a big Prince Black Dragon, or what, I don't know exactly how they want to do size wise for the guys, but basically allow them to actually use those pets in the taming skill is essentially what it'll be. Or alternatively, and I think this would be really cool, because I think the first way I pitched right there, having a transmog for pets that like makes sense, like a bear and a Callisto, duh. But it's like, how are you gonna get a Grador? How are you gonna get, like, there's so many pets that just don't make any sense to be mixed in with an existing taming pet, or at least something that I could see them doing for taming. Like, I really don't think they're just gonna have some like humanoid like Commander Zilliana type thing, which maybe there are some pets that just aren't used in the taming skill because they aren't, like, air quote, devalued anyway. So maybe you don't do that, but I'd like to see whatever the highest tier of taming, say the highest thing you can get in the game right now is like 85 taming. Once you get that, that's you get the red dragon or something. Then at 85 taming, you would take a pet and you can somehow make that into something to tame. You can make that pet into a friendly companion to aid you on your adventures. I think that would probably be a little bit better of a system, because then you actually want to like really do the taming skill, and it's probably a little easier to fit it into taming thematically, and just having the diversity of having all, like, I want a Nextling, I want a bigger Nextling that I can have around and actually do stuff. Whereas I don't think in the existing taming skill there would be any room for something like a Nextling based off of what they've shown. A lot of these are very like just like, oh yeah, of course you could tame a wolf or a crocodile or something. Like a lot of these are pretty like basic, like, yeah, these are like kind of savage monsters, whereas an X-Ling, like what even is that? I can't imagine anyone capturing an X-Ling or something like that. This could be a really fun way to interact with the existing content in the game in a new way and add like a new sort of prestige and just fun little thing to do in the game. I don't think you need to have a skill that absolutely changes the world and this is the new best way to do every little thing. Like, I think this is a really fun skill. I think there's a lot of cool rewards that could come from this, like unlocking new areas, like making your farm run a little bit better or something like that. They say adding new skilling methods. I mean, maybe the fangs part of what they're talking about in here, or the gills being able to do some new sort of fishing thing because you have a giant tortoise that can help you move in this way or that way or get to this location. I think this has a huge ceiling for what you can do on here, and that's why I think this is the best OSRS skill that could be added to the game. If you have any feedback on this, please tell me why you think this is exactly like Pokemon and why you hate it in the comments below, or you know, give me some tweaks for like the pet system that I was talking about. Let me know how you feel.